I got my holes beefing up as we speak. Whoa, not commenting on that one either. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Welcome back, Shenaniganders, to another episode of Xenon Restoration. And today I think I'm going to work on some mechanisms. Still waiting for parts in the mail from Marco. My posts, my blue posts, and my orange skirts. And what else did I order? Must be something else. But, oh yeah, my blue flipper bats. So I can rebuild the flippers. I can just kind of temporarily install these old bats and cinch them on, not very tight. Well, let's throw in some light here. And I can at least do those in the slingshot. So I got the sticky left sling here. I mean, it doesn't seem to stick when I just move it, but when it's activated in gameplay by the switch, it likes to stick. So I can try and remedy that. But already I'm noticing like some pretty crappy wiring going on there. And what's going on here? I bet you those holes are stripped in that bracket. So there is one way to remedy that. I can take these two flipper plates and swap them left for right and right for left, tap in new holes, and that solves that problem because you're reversing this and you're reversing this. And it's a little bit of a chore to do, but might just have to do that judging by those nasty screws, which are probably wood screws. We'll find out though. And then of course you got the kind of like sewn in little bushing here. It worked for a while there, but we're gonna fix that. So today is mechanism day. Wish me luck. Hopefully I don't make too much backwards progress. Oh, and a quick side note, I did notice the right flipper felt so like easy to push in compared to the left flipper. So I removed the switch, retensioned it to my satisfaction. Now both flippers feel the same, and I filed the contacts. So those guys are now happy. Anyway, I have removed both flipper mechs. See some coils dangling there. I'm not really... This solder job's not quite as bad. So I'm probably going to end up retidying up a lot of that wiring, especially to the end of stroke switches. There's not a lot of room to work with there. Probably put on new wires. But my prediction was correct. The right coil stop was secured with wood screws. So we can almost certainly believe that these threads are roached. There is one other thing I could do is tap these to a bigger size and use a bigger screw. I might consider that because these threads on this side are okay. And it would save me from swapping, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of hardware. So 8 pieces total, save me that swap and tapping out every single one of those holes, which I guess if you do it with a drill, instead of just a little turn, one turn at a time, it goes a lot easier. Yeah, none of them are tapped. So I'd have to tap everything that's not tapped. But if I use a drill, it would probably go pretty quick. So we'll see. But yep, lots of old cruddy parts. The sleeve's broken. Bats are broken. Coil stops are worn. Plungers. Here's the sleeve. So once I do this and install new parts and bats and sleeves, they'll be good as new. Okay, I tried Operation Tap first, and found a couple screws that are one size bigger than these guys, and they thread in there nicely, so I think I can get away with that. I'm probably going to have to drill out the holes in the new coil stops a little bit though, in order for these screws to fit, because they're fatter. And yeah, I'm going to have to do that, but that's okay. It does save me a lot of trouble, and I think, see that? It's going in there nicely. Those will tighten up good, I believe. So, time to start cleaning up the mechs. Probably replace the bushings. Wait, my kit may or may not come with bushings. I'll have to check. I'll go find one, start cleaning stuff up, and I'll show you my progress. Alright, I got the plates all cleaned up. Much better. Next, I'll replace these bushings here. And these bushings as well. That's the kind of the easy stuff. And yeah, alright, moving along. Alright, that's the old nylon. And there is the new. Alright. Alright, new end of stroke switches installed. Pretty sure I got them on right. Haha, we'll see. Alright, I just beefed up these holes with a little bit of toothpick and wood glue. Because one of the screws that was in there was, I think it was this fat guy here. And then these are the proper screws, so this guy's a little bigger, I think, and I think that hole was stripped. They get, you know, those flippers get a flapping a lot, and they kind of wiggle themselves out and make the hole bigger, so I remedied that, so I can install my left flipper plate now. Okay, making progress. This is all the easy stuff. The flipper plates are installed. Got all proper screws in there this time. And now comes the fun part. Rewiring everything. Changing out these. I'm probably just going to start from scratch on the wiring here. Remove the coils, and I can't really live with that. You know what I mean? Maybe even see if I have a proper Bally 25, 500, 34, 4500 to match. That's the correct coil, but if I'm removing this coil, then if I have the correct one matching original Bally, then I may as well. Ooh, I wonder if I have that on my Xenon playfield, my parts playfield and storage, or in one of those 4 bins of coils. It's very possible. Anyway, I think I'm gonna take a little break for now and finish it off in a bit. We'll see you in a bit. All right, I am back to finishing these flipper rebuilds here, and this is the before. Pretty crusty, wouldn't you say? So I'm gonna add new wires for the end of stroke switch and redo the solder on this. I was at storage today and looked for a Bally coil, but I didn't find one, so I'll probably just use this coil. It's fine. It's just doesn't have a Bally wrapper, and I don't need to be that finicky. So I got my soldering iron ready to go. Let's tidy up this mess. Okay, there we go. New end of stroke switch wires, and that looks a little tidier. I actually had quite the heck of a time. The solder wasn't sticking to the wires very well. They're very old, and I was fighting with it for quite a bit, so I busted out the old Rosen soldering flux, and that seemed to have helped, but I did fight with it, which felt like, do I not know how to solder a friggin' wire to a lug? Like, that took way longer than it should have. Anyway, that should hold. Time to assemble. Well, it just dawned on me that my rebuild kit wasn't the full one, so it didn't include the cranks. But fortunately, once upon a time, I decided I was going to buy a few of each just in case, and good thing I did, because I definitely need to replace these guys. So I can proceed. Alright, there we go. Flipper number 1 complete. Nice and tidy, new end of stroke switch wires. I just have the flipper bat kind of semi-tightened because I'm getting my new translucent blue flipper bats eventually. I'll make sure to adjust the end of stroke switch when all is said and done, but it seems pretty good right now. But flipper number 1 is complete. Okay, flipper number 2 is done. New end of stroke switch wires again. Tidied up the wiring. And again, I just have that flipper bat in there temporarily. My end of stroke switch will need adjusting as usual. But that's it. It took me probably a good couple hours because I am slow. Good news is I didn't have to drill holes in the coil stop for the bigger screws. So that was pretty nice, not have to deal with that. And everything is secure and tight, and I think they will flip like they were on day 1. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I think I might take a little break and then maybe move down to the Slingshots. Alright, we made a run for the border and went to Taco Bell. Oh, that's what these plastic fingers are. Okay, this is the first time I've actually rebuilt this particular mech, or this style Slingshot. And I remember in like my parts bins seeing this odd shaped nylon finger. And now I just realized what it is. What do you know? Okay, so pretty simple. I'll just tear it apart, clean it up, put it back together again. I don't know what would be causing it to stick, but I'll change the sleeve and I'll rinse and repeat on both sides. And that should be a nice and easy. So much easier than rebuilding flippers. Okay, beefing up these holes for the bracket. Obviously the Slingshot fires a lot and wiggles those holes a little bit loose. And where did I put the mech? Here it is, just cleaned up. Finger looking good. And time to reassemble. Okay, there we go, new sleeve. All cleaned up, reassembled. And see that hex screw there? And those two guys. Yeah, the bracket got new screws because there's like these crappy ones in there. I don't know why. But yeah, with the beefed up holes, this thing is solid as a rock. That ain't budging. That should hopefully not stick anymore as well. So I'll do the other side and then report back. Well, this side is a little worse for wear. Look at that. Washers on the back side. I mean, nuts. Eventually I'll call things by the correct name, but maybe not. It's pinball shenanigans after all. Okay, so not really sure why these were used. This is too small. This is the right size, but it looks stripped. So maybe that's why those nuts were used. But I just stole the old screws from this old original coil stop, because these are the new screws. So I used the old screws for here, and they thread in just fine and tight, and nothing wrong with them. So that's tidied up. I got my holes beefing up as we speak. Whoa, not commenting on that one either. And yeah, this is almost ready to go. Alright, this is the old shrapnel from Flipper and Slingshot rebuild. Well, Slingshots are really just the new sleeves. But this is all the leftover gunk. So what I'll do is put it all in my Flipper rebuild kit baggie, label it as old Xenon parts, and just in case, You never know what you may need one day. Because this crank here, you know, usually these nylon circles are actually got a flat side worn to them. That one does not, so this is actually a good crank. And you know, what if you lose one of these set screws one day, like someone else did? There's only one there. That could come in handy. So I'll save all these parts, and I think I might remove all the pop bumpers now, and then probably wrap up this night and this video.